Well, that's not very good lighting, is it? Howdy folks and friends, welcome back to another video. I hope you are doing really well. Today is going to be a good old-fashioned barn vlog. So I have just gotten back to Ottawa yesterday from visiting my family and attending my best friend's wedding out on the East Coast. So I haven't seen Merlin or Eve for like 10 days, and I'm going out tonight. I'm gonna ride them both, and I thought that it might be fun to just kind of show what I'm gonna do the first ride back after they've had over a week off, because obviously they won't have lost too much fitness, but I don't want to just start back as if they've been going this whole time. Eve especially has had probably about just under 2 weeks off. Merlin! Hi, dude! Hi, darling! Hi, baby! How she goes. Oh, do you like the nails? Oh, look at you. Gonna have fun later, aren't I? Okay, you'll be second. I'm gonna do Merlin first. Well, you can certainly tell that he hasn't been groomed in a week because he's looking a bit like a bog pony. What a monkey. Okie dokie. So you're about to witness the hilarity that is me trying to get on my horse bareback. Oi! That could have gone worse. So, what I thought I would do is use my GoPro so that one, I would have two different viewpoints to make the footage a little more interesting, but also so that you can hear my voice and what I tell him during the ride. In the past I've done like not ride talk-throughs, but I've done voiceover to explain kind of what I'm doing and what we're working on, but I've never really done one in the moment. But today is Monday, August 14th. Merlin has not been ridden since Friday, August 4th, so he's had 9 full days off. This would be day 10 since his last ride. And of course I'm being smart and riding the 4-year-old bareback after he's had over a week off. So right now he's trying to make sure that he's moving off my inside leg, still on a soft rein. When I can, I try to ride out here just to give them a break from the indoor and myself a break from the indoor. As lovely as it is with the sides down, sometimes it's nice to ride outside. When I brought Merlin to my friend's place 2 weeks ago now, it was really nice to ride like in a outdoor sand arena, I must admit. We're gonna try to take advantage of these summer vibes as long as we can. So even though I'm bareback, I'm still kind of riding with my legs in a proper position rather than hanging down like this, because that's how, you know, I keep my leg on. And he is very bouncy, so you'll notice that I post when we're bareback. So we'll do a few steps to trot here. Whoop. And whoa. Doing some bareback rides like this with my bareback pad and a thicker pad allows me to do is it doesn't have as much pressure on his back. The weight's distributed a little bit more evenly, more like a saddle, but it does allow me to work on my leg and seat cues with him with more accuracy. We'll do another little and whoop. So I'm not barely using my hand at all. It's more voice and seat. We keep up the rein, being a little bit lazy, aren't you? Hey. And whoa. So something I find with him after some time off is that he used to be really behind the leg in the first few months of being under saddle. Like forwardness was a thing because he's such a lazy horse. Responsiveness to aids, there we go, good boy. Responsiveness to aids after he's had some time off can be an issue, but I'm not feeling it as much here. But in those first few transition, I definitely felt some resistance to the aids. Cutting. I haven't ridden properly in 10 days, so I'm a little out of shape as well. With him at least, because I'm bareback, I will be taking it pretty easy. Ready? Good. Good boy, bud. And whoa. 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 Good boy. Up. Good boy. Good man. So we'll change direction. So my legs are already burning. If I don't ride for 10 days and I'm out of breath like this, I can imagine it's a similar thing for him where he's outside, yes, and he's getting decent work, you know, decent movement. It's not like he's in a stall 12 hours a day. But that being said, there's a difference between being outside and working. Now he does have a tendency to get a bit overbent because I think he finds it easier in the short term than actually carrying himself. So when he does that, I just soften and let him take his nose out because I don't want him to go overbent, or I'll lift my inside rein a little bit. And woo. Good boy. All right, ready? 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 Canter. Good boy. This is actually probably the first time you've seen me canter him bareback. Easy. Actually try to sit his canter. Getting better. But when we trot, we post so that I don't bounce on his back. Good man. Good boy, buddy. And I actually feel like I'm sitting his canter decently too. All right, one more direction. This is his, I haven't actually cantered him out here. So I'll show you, this is what I mean by bouncing on his back. Not actually too bad. When I try in my dressage saddle, he, yeah. Right, ready? Canter. Canter. Good boy. Up. Good man. Lordy, he's got a big stride compared to Eve. Head up. So he's getting a bit tucked in. I'm just gonna give him his head, and there I'm done. Very good boy. That's kind of what I would do for first ride back. If he had had more time off, like the previous time I was away in Calgary, he had like over 2 weeks off. I would do like a day of groundwork and then slowly build up what we do. Today he did maybe 4 minutes of trot and 3 minutes of canter, so very easy, just something to ease back in. Madame Eve hasn't featured on the channel in a while, and there are a couple reasons for that. One was I actually was focusing more on Merlin, prepping him to take to my friends for some jump schooling. But another reason is because just after I got back from Calgary, so mid-July, I got back on the Sunday. I rode her on the Monday and she was fantastic, like probably felt the best that she's felt. And then the next night I went out and it had rained the night before, and I think she slipped or something and pulled a muscle in her withers or her shoulder and was a bit ouchy. She wasn't completely off because we were doing some rehab lunging with a neck stretcher. I rode her a few times in the week before I left to go to the East Coast, and she was really good, but we mostly did hacking. This will be her coming back into proper work. You want to go for a little ride? Have an apple. Here you go. Hi, buddy. Sorry. I didn't bring you a treat. I'll bring one on the way out. Come on. Good girl. I know. Come on. Oh, oh. Thanks. Oh. Thanks. So, Eve has now been walking for about 5 minutes. As you can see, she's a bit bothered by the bugs, so I'm not gonna faff around too much at the walk, which as you can see, she went for a little munch when I was fixing the pivot. So basically my goal with her for today is just to do your basic walk, trot, maybe a bit of canter. I'm not going to say that it's going to be a throwaway ride, because that is a bad mindset to have. You know, she's an ex-racehorse. When she's had some time off out of a regular program, which for her has really been, you know, the last month she's been out of a regular program. She has been ridden, but as you can see, she's a bit more excitable than Mr. Merlin. My goal for today's ride is going to be just to ride her through any tension she might have and get her to the point where she feels comfortable, you know, going around in a little stretch. When she starts jogging like that, I don't pull, I just ask her to whoa with my legs. Today, I just want an even pace, and typically an even pace will involve me kind of holding her hand a little bit into the contact. But first ride back, after a while, she will be a bit more excitable. So my goal is just going to be to keep my posting, really focus on my body, and keep my posting nice and slow. Keep my core tight so that I can control my posting better. Good girl. And see, as soon as I do that, she softens and settles into a nice contact. She does tend to get quicker on this open side of the circle. Good girl, Eve. And walk. Good girl. As you can see, she's already relaxing more. I can let her stretch down. The goal for today is to kind of end on that relaxation, and then as she comes back into work, we'll build back starting on that. And I might start in a sit trot just to get her a bit more established, but she's fine. Now she is settling nice into the contact now, but she still needs a bit more babysitting, I find, than Merlin does. Good job. This is lovely. And if she does offer some stretch, like, I'm always open to it. Pick my reins back up before she loses the connection. And my hands are super soft. I've got a feel on her mouth, but I'm really soft fingered. So yeah, she's a bit fidgety because of the bugs, but to be honest, after the amount of time she's had off from consistent work, like, she won't have lost that much fitness, because in the 10 days before I left for the East Coast, I did do quite a bit of hacking and some work in here, walk, trot, canter, but not like proper schooling, which is what tonight kind of is. This is the way she finds kind of hard at times. Good girl. She is moving rather decently off of my inside leg. My main thing with her is making sure that I've got an even contact. And the thing is when she's fresh, she might hint at a stretch and then get excited and lose herself completely. So I'm letting her stretch a little bit, but I don't want her to lose the nice head carriage, and could be moving better off my inside leg there. Good girl. Well done. I really need to be careful about my shoulders. That's my main thing that I'm working on right now, is with my riding and shoulders back. You get into some pretty bad habits when you're riding mostly babies, but Merlin and Eve are both getting to a point now where I feel like I can ask a bit, like, focus on me a bit more. So she's feeling really good. So I'm just gonna let her sneak into the canter. Easy. Whew. Bit speedy, madame. Saddle. Saddle. All the work that we did out here in winter, in the snow, I think was really beneficial for her level of comfort outside of the arena, and my trust in her as well. Are you feeling good? Good. say? Good. A little bit of stretch. Good. Good girl. Well, that was a bit exuberant. It might take a few minutes just to get her settled again in the trot in a nice contact. It's also catching her with my outside leg so that she doesn't run through her outside shoulder. Good girl. So that was very messy, but she did pick it up. Easy, darling. Easy. Now this way I am going to ask her to just settle and soften because she can get a bit quick. She is much less balanced, but we're getting there. And once she's there, she's really good. It just sometimes takes her a little bit to there. Good. We're a work in progress, aren't we, girly? Letting her soften right into that off her back. Good. She just needs a bit more, setup this way. So the riding probably isn't pretty, but good girl. Good job. My pivot died partway through that, but what I was trying to say was that to the right, she is a lot more unbalanced and weaker. So we've done a lot of work over the last few months of just slowly building up that strength. And it can sometimes take her a few circles or even a minute or two when we start cantering that way to settle into a nice contact. And she did actually stretch really nicely through her back. So when she does that, I just came out of my seat into a light half seat so that she could really stretch through her back and down. So we're just going for a little hack up the lane. It's been raining a lot, so I don't know how far we'll be able to go. This is a bit of a, well, not a different video because I do barn vlogs and like ride along with me all the time, but I thought it might be interesting to provide my commentary throughout the ride as to my thinking and feeling in the moment of how she's going. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely let me know. I'm considering investing in a pair of microphones next year. It's a bit of an investment, so I'd be interested to see if you guys like this kind of thing. I'm aware that lately it's been a lot of like barn vlogs and riding footage, which is the main point of this channel, but I have a few chatty videos in mind. If you are a regular viewer of my videos, let me know what types of videos of mine that are your favorite. Look at that sunset. Ah, I say there's not as many bugs as both Eve and I are getting eaten alive. Have a wonderful evening or day or morning wherever you are. Don't forget to give your horse or pony a hug or a kiss the next time you see them, and I will see you next time. Bye.